Hi guys, I'm here. I know I had to come in the last week, but I couldn't. My routine has gone haywire. So I'm coming now. Better be late than never. So, yeah, we will try and paint this today. Just hold on for a moment. How are you guys doing? So the last week was quite overwhelming for me. Just hold on a minute, please. I'm trying to set the configurations, setting, and I shall be with you for painting in a minute or so. Till then, we can talk through the chat. Mm, I'm not sure whether you're able to hear the background noise. If you're not, that is great. But if you are hearing some background noise, that's because there's some work going on, and I'm not sure how to cancel the background noise for this live. So I'm sorry about that. Okay, so today we are going to paint this, and now let me just pull out the reference. I'm using a reference for this. Yeah, but I won't be painting exactly the way how the picture is. That's because I want to keep it more loose, have some fun, and yeah, and enjoy the process of learning and creating. That's what I want to do. For some reason, I'm unable to fetch the reference picture for this one. Let me see. Somehow I'm unable to get through the reference picture. Let's see. Okay. So here I'm going to be a little brave and then try to paint all by myself and trying to introduce the light and trying to introduce all like color scheme and everything all by myself. That's because I'm unable to find the reference for this little sketch which I did. I was sure that I had kept it somewhere here, but you know how life is. It has gone for a toss for me. But nevertheless, no complaining. I'm gonna start. I'm going to start this with a real quick wash, and let's see how that goes. I'm trying to come online and then, like, paint with you guys just to kind of, making sure that um, I'm trying to be in touch with you, and also I'm trying to be in touch with my live sessions, which I really, really enjoy. That's because they challenge me and they also kind of, teach me a lot about how I present myself and how I kind of, paint when I am totally pushed into the circumstances where I need to make the decisions on the run. And also, and I think I don't have to really hide in about my failures and about my mistakes, which I do. So it's obvious that when you're painting live, it's going to go. Some part would go right, and some part would go the way you don't want to. But in that situation, how you're going to take a call and make the decisions and kind of make it work is what I kind of look forward in in these kind of lives which I do. And of course, it's quite rewarding to be with you guys in the real time and paint. That's really really awesome. So, so I'm going to paint this with a palette. I already have some color mixed on the palette, which I'll share in a minute. Just hold on. Okay. So I've got my water tumbler. I have two of them. One is a little bit, you know, used that I've used while I'm teaching. So for the people who have joined new to me on my channel, yes, I do teach online globally. I teach watercolors and then I teach sketches and the fundamental of sketching and building all those things I do. I'll talk about that later. But yeah, I really love teaching and learning experience, and I really like the way how that kind of gives you a more room to think and more room to progress, and at the same time you're in the shoes of the students as well because you're trying to learn a lot. Okay, so this is where is my palette. You can see how that is a little messed up because as I mentioned that I was painting earlier and yeah, these things, the orange kind of almost overlapped these two yellows. That's because I was traveling and I thought I will travel with this palette, but then it got really really messed up. That's okay. So that's the thing about the orange, and the rest of the colors are quite intact. And yeah, I feel good about that. Okay, let's go ahead and start. Since you guys know that I'm going to go and paint all by myself without a reference. So let's see how that goes. I'm trying to be a little brave. Okay, so here you go. So the first instance where I'm trying to mix the colors, so it's going to be a little warm color that's a little orange and carmine. So as you know, I have the colors with different brands and different with different texture. So yeah, I'm trying to invent some of the lighting and trying to see how that goes. I do write about how you paint. What do you do when you say that you have to paint all by yourself from imagination? What do you guys, what are your strategies? How do you work? How do you kind of, make decisions? Please write to me. So, yeah, I'm thinking that I will keep the light from right hand side and a little bit on the left hand side. So that's why I'm starting with the darker areas first. It's not necessarily that I kind of, take the rule of light and dark. Mm, so seriously, because sometimes I feel that I should start from the darker areas, so I go ahead and do that first. And sometimes I feel that I need to work from the lighter areas. I go ahead and work from the lighter areas. I don't really mind working from the darker values or the lighter values. So yeah, that's the choice I make. And yeah, I kind of enjoy working freely. I don't really want to put a lot of pressure about thinking stuff in the beginning. I mean, of course, I do think about some basic things which you have to. But other than that, I really don't want to kind of, push myself into the areas where where you tend to overthink a lot. I don't do that. Most important thing is that whatever I do, I enjoy, and I feel that if at all if something is not working or not happening according to the way you want, then all what I think is how to kind of make it work is what I think in those situations. So um, this session will teach me a lot because one is that I'm painting all by myself without a reference, and um, on top of it, I am live with you guys talking. Yeah, that's quite exciting. I'm making a choice of warm colors here, as I mentioned. I've still not touched the cool colors yet, but that's another. Trying to keep it more simple. A bit more. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it more simple, and then at the same time, I'm trying to work a little bit more faster as in I'm not thinking much about the details right now. But here, what's my strategy? I'm trying to build in all the mass. I'm trying to fill in, and then we'll try and approach it. So watercolors need a lot of attention, is what I feel, because you see how the water was dripping. If you're not very attentive, so it will paint the painting itself. So you don't, yeah, sometimes you don't have to really think about it. But then, yes, when you think that you need to make certain decisions, so you really need to be um, on that position where you are in charge and you're trying to take care the freedom and uh, as the as well as you hold as well as you hold that position of making the decisions. So yeah, watercolors teach you a lot. Mhm. Even if this doesn't turn out the way how I want, I will cherish it because because I get to learn a lot of things as I mentioned. So yeah. All I look forward is what's the positive thing out of this investment of the time. I'm still working with the warm colors. I'll bring in the cooler colors in a minute. So, so I kind of, established certain forms. Yeah, and slowly now getting into the cooler colors and trying to make some lovely grays, which I really want to have them. As you know, that since it's the painting which I'm doing totally by my memory, I'm trying to keep it loose and I'm trying to take a little bit more freedom from mm, expressing, and also I'm trying to keep it more simple. Yeah, that's where I'm trying to come in with the cooler colors now. I'm bringing in the lavender color from Holbein. That's a lovely, lovely color. I'm using, yeah, if you ask me what are the brands which I'm using right now. So I have a couple of brands on my palette right now. So I'm using Holbein, Daniel Smith, and I'm also using Salonier. Um, and then, and then I'm using, mm, yeah, and I'm using Van Gogh. I think there's one green and yellowish color which is by Van Gogh. And yeah, so those are the colors. Daniel Smith and Holbein are my favorite ones because of the richer pigments. One of my friend, whom I met online, and we kind of, try and talk more about the artistic skills and um, more about art. She mentioned me about M as well, so I'm gonna try it. I'm going to try that brand in near future, hopefully. Um, okay, so this is I am really liking the way how it is turning out. I'm trying to make the decision of putting some darker colors now, only in the areas where I want to darken it, especially in the areas where there's less of light, more of a shadow. Yeah, I don't want to work on this area much. Maybe I'm trying to keep it more simple. I'm trying to take it more detail on these areas. So work on these. Okay. Okay, that's looking so far it's looking good, and I'll try and make some decisions very, very quickly. Trying to lift some of the colors here because I feel that the light I need to have a little bit more light on these areas. So I'm just trying to dig in some of the white paper white. So I see the dimension to get rid of this white and then merge. See, immediately it kind of, builds in that beautiful, beautiful dimension which gives. So it's just like, trying to make some room for new colors. Yeah. So that's pretty much neat, which I feel. Okay, so now I want to kind of, make a little bit of decision of adding the little details on these by the small brush. The brush which I was using is a Japanese calligraphy brush. Mm, Yeah, so I got this from Japan, and this one is one of the brand, I think. I don't remember. It's quite old though. I mean, I think it's Kazan zero number brush. And yeah, I don't see the name of the brush on the brush because it's quite old. They had sent me this long brush. They had sent me this brush long back, and yeah, I'm happy about that. And then let's go ahead and add some details. So if you guys have any questions, you can write in the chat. You can say just hi. You can say where are you from? Where are you guys watching it from? So yeah, you can write about how do you like the subject, and yeah, you can talk about whatever you feel like. Yeah, of course, about the subject and about the painting, of course. Yeah, so right now the painting is kind of almost done 50%. Now I'm going to go back and see how I need to do the background and how I need to put the details. I'm going to put the details and not very much. I'm going to keep it simple, as I mentioned that I'm not painting this from any reference. I'm doing it on my own. So I'm trying to keep it more simple so that it is easier on me, and also I at the same time I keep it more neat and good for the presentation. All right, so I'm trying to push in a little bit more details here. So when I'm trying to make the details, I'm trying to keep the white spaces so that they're when I want to have the highlights, they come handy. Yeah, so that's why you see me leaving a little bit of white spaces here and there. So that's the reason. So now I'm coming with a little darker tones and trying to build in the eye. And since the light is falling on the right from the right hand side, I'm trying to imagine how that's going to look like. And then at the same time, trying to blend in with a couple of techniques, whatever the techniques, and then trying to keep it more loose. Yeah, no pressure in making all the details. Just trying to paint the way how I feel I need to paint the eye. That's good. So I'm just going to come back and add a little bit more detail in these areas. That's with the darker tone. Okay. So I will come back. Still, this area is quite wet. So I'm going to come back in these areas later in some time. Let's go ahead and see what I can do for the details for the nostrils. And this can happen with anyone that when you're trying to paint watercolor, it just leaves you. with the overwhelming water blood what just happened. Yeah, you need to be a little bit more, what do you say, brave when you're trying to handle watercolors. They will tend to take you on a ride, and of course, you need to be more graceful to be on the ride. Yeah, that's because when you accept things when they're not in control, that's when you tend to learn a lot. And at the same time, you need to kind of maintain the peace, balance, and calm. Okay. Um, I'm going to come back and address these areas in a minute. But the paper is still wet. It's not allowing me to kind of, maneuver my strokes the way how I want it. But yeah, that's okay. I'll address that in a minute. I'm still trying to keep it more simple. And in these areas, I'm trying to bring back some color. That's the lavender from Holbein. I really like this color. I know that's kind of more colorful for for the accessories, but yet I love using the colors and then try and mute them in some time. That's the blue, the sky blue. Again, it's a color from Holbein. Beautiful, beautiful color range from Holbein. I really love um, I really love the brightness of these colors. This color, I know that this color is going to run into this color. That's fine because I have that awareness that it is going to run into these colors, so that's fine. No, trying to just kind of, um, harmonize the colors and trying to get the same colors and get a cohesive look. I know at some point your painting may look kind of messy, but that's okay. You don't have to really be more hard on yourself to get things in perfection. That's nice. I'm going to bring back these colors a little bit more brighter and then try and see how that goes. You guys can say hello and you guys can say what you feel about this. Okay. So here I'm trying to make the decisions with the lighter colors first and then I will go into the darker colors. So when I was starting this painting, I did it exactly opposite to what I am doing right now because here I'm trying to understand and trying to make the decisions and and I want to have the pace a little slower than what I was doing in the beginning. So I'm trying to make a couple of decisions and trying to make a couple of kind of, adjustments of the lighting and so on. So I want to, so I want to keep my pace a little slower. Here I'm again bringing in one of the brush. I think it's again a calligraphy brush, very nice and long handled Japanese calligraphy brush. And look how when I wet it, it brings a, a beautiful point. And let's go ahead and see how to make a little bit more details. And I feel that the paint is a little dried up and it will allow me to kind of, add some more details. Let's see if it is. So with a good thick paint on my brush, I'm just trying to kind of, go into the details right away and trying to get your things. Yeah, as you know, that I'm painting this from the memory without a reference, it could be a little overwhelming in some of the areas where I want to do the details. That's the challenge, and let's see how that goes. Bringing everything together now. Trying to have a little darker strokes. I'm changing in some of the instances, I'm changing the consistency of the paint, and also I'm trying to go wet in wet. Getting some texture. Trying to add a little bit more dimensions in these areas. Let's see if I can manage doing that. That looks good. And also a little bit more dimension on these areas. Okay, that's good enough. Yeah. And then for the darker sides, I'm trying to add in few more details very, very quickly, like that. Very quick details there. A little bit more definition for the eye here. I want to. This is a beautiful color from Daniel Smith. I think it's a scarlet red. I really, really love that color with a mix of little blue in it. Now I'm trying to get things to add a little bit of background, not much, but yeah, giving it kind of, suggestion of the background merged into white areas. So I'm pulling in a beautiful sky blue by Holbein. I really, really love this sky blue. They are a little bit opaque, but I love the way how the pigments are. I mean, if you really know how to work with them, like you can work with them as transparent and as opaque. Um, yeah, so a beautiful combination, transparent and opaque. So yeah, so almost done there. I'm just trying to get a little bit color in the background, and then we call it as done. So I'm trying to get not much, just the background where you feel that there is some color, but then you don't see it. So that's kind of a effect which I am looking for the background over here. And I want to echo this color somewhere, so I'm just trying to put that color somewhere over here. And then now I'm trying to work this this color is a little opaque. And you see the magic of that. It's a beautiful color. A little bit more on this side. And since this is wet, I can take a little bit of color like that. And then that's perfect. Beautiful. I like the way how it has come out. Um it's not very realistic, but at the same time it's not very abstract. But somewhere in between is what I was hoping that it should turn out. And I'm happy that I could paint without the reference. Yeah. So now I'm trying to uh, bring a little bit of cohesive look. And after this dries up nicely, I can add some more strokes. I think it has dried, so I'm adding a little bit strokes, not much. Yeah, good enough. Trying to be a little cohesive. All right, so that's it. I do. Yeah. So, and the last one is adding your signature, and here we go. And this brush is quite nice, really nice. This is Japanese calligraphy brush, and I feel really nice to sketch with this brush as well. So yeah, a big fan of Kim Jung-gi, and yeah, I used to use these kind of brushes for doing somewhat similar sketches what he does. I really love the way how he works. Yeah. And these are really, really nice. You can see the point that's giving you a beautiful, nice, thick and thin lines. Okay. So today is October 1st, my father's birthday. Uh, but hope wherever he is, he will celebrate his birthday. I lost him a couple of years back. But yes, his blessings are always there with me. Okay, so that's it. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being there with me for this sketch. And please do write what do you think about it. It does mean a lot. Your comments and your suggestions mean a lot to me. Thank you so much for being there with me. And if you like these videos, please do subscribe, share, like, and comment. And I'm hoping to see you guys again for my live paintings. Bye bye. Take care. See you soon. Bye.